I don't understand how could the makers not show this great aspect. This is just mind-boggling to me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we're gonna be talking about how Sergio Perez deserved a full episode in F1 Drive to Survive. So I recently watched F1 Drive to Survive, जो latest season आया 2021 वाला. And one thing I want to clear that I was not a fan of F1 at all before watching this series. And before that, the only three things that I knew about F1 was Lewis Hamilton, Michael Schumacher, and this photo, which I used it as a wallpaper back when I used to have a PC. And as far as I know, this photo was named as something called F1 Mark Webber. That's all I know. But this series, F1 Drive to Survive, sparked my interest into the F1 sport, and because of that I wanted to know more about F1, and now here I am making a video about F1.
शाबाश बेटा, बहुत बढ़िया.
But this is not a review of the series, but I do have few things to say about this series' latest season. I don't have the time to follow every race of F1. Nowadays I can't even watch IPL. Not because MI is losing, but because I just don't have time, either for F1 or for cricket. So for a person like me, this series, which summarizes the whole F1 season in an engaging and dramatic way, is a boon. I like the latest season because this series had so many elements that needed to be told, with all the interviews and the BTS stuff, the camera angles and overall nature of the Drive to Survive, and the makers did good work in that. I watched the whole season in just 2 or 3 days, but there are a few things that I really want to talk about, which I did not like at all. And first and foremost is the over dramatization shown in this series, especially the latest version, and putting elements of one race into the other just to set a fixed narrative was a big downer for me. But I understand, in order to reach wider audience they have to do this, otherwise people won't watch it. But one thing that I was super annoyed was that the fact that they did not include a full episode for Sergio Perez. Even after the kind of performance he gave to help win Max Verstappen the title and defeat Lewis Hamilton. Forget full season, there was hardly any mention of him throughout the series, except in the final episode at the end, and that too for a very little period. I was excited when I started to watch Drive to Survive because I had assumed that Sergio Perez will be given a full episode, but as I kept on watching episode by episode till the final one, I was very disappointed because they did not include it. While at times they focus on boring narratives of other drivers and other teams, his story did deserve a place, if not a full episode. Let's see some facts and figures now. In 2020 season, Sergio Perez was racing along with Lance Stroll for Racing Point. While Lance Stroll struggled with the car and caught the position of 11th, he was not even in the top 10. On the other end, Sergio Perez was constantly gaining points and he was ranked 4th, just below Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, and that too with the same car, and won the Sakir Grand Prix, rising from 18th position to the 1st position.
Ever Formula One career without a victory until today.
As the year ended, he left Racing Point and joined Red Bull. After Red Bull saw the potential in him to help Red Bull win World Championship for 2021, since Alex Albon was not performing that greatly, and he was demoted and replaced by Sergio Perez in 2021. Sergio Perez getting the faster car, his performance improved, he started coming in top 5 in most of the races, he was taking podiums, and that was the support Max Verstappen needed to win the championship. Because if you see in Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton was constantly getting support from Valtteri Bottas. Not thinking about self in this competitive sport, but rather playing as a team is a very tough thing to do. Even in the final race of the season, the Mexican driver held off Hamilton for quite a few laps to allow Max to catch up. When the Mercedes driver passed Perez, Verstappen had already gained 6 seconds. And I'm just sharing one instance of a sacrifice, there were many. I don't understand how could the makers not show this great aspect. This is just mind-boggling to me. If I was the director of the show, this would have been the second best storyline for me to put into this. To give it a form for an episode and track the story from the beginning to the end. Of course, the first has to be Max beating Lewis Hamilton and breaking his streak of 7 consecutive world championships, in a very dramatic sense at the end of the final race.
Lewis Hamilton though, down the back straight, he's got a slipstream, he almost touches Verstappen, they almost make contact, into turn 9, Verstappen stays ahead of Lewis Hamilton, of all the drama, of all the controversy, of all the...
Thanks to the race director Michael Massey. But yes, that was my thoughts because I was super pissed by this fact that they did not include this. Now coming to the season of 2022, Charles Leclerc is at the top, Max Verstappen is the second and Sergio Perez at third, while Lewis Hamilton is losing his mark. While George Russell, after coming from Williams to Mercedes, is performing great, even better than Lewis Hamilton as of now. And for 2020 season, who am I rooting for? Who do I think should win? I think the competition is very open now with Lewis Hamilton losing his streak and also his confidence, and that has given other drivers a great chance to capitalize on this psychological battle. So it is very early to say who will win, but I think Max Verstappen has more chances since he's already won one championship, and then Charles Leclerc would be second and Sergio Perez at third. But let's see, you never know, Lewis Hamilton might come up the ladder and it will be fun to watch. Also, I would love something like that or that kind of series to be made in India for IPL. It would be great for the Indian audience. I don't know why no one has made it yet, but I think it's a very good opportunity and they can capitalize on it and they can make something like that, which F1 has done so beautifully. So yeah, so this is it for the video. Just wanted to share these thoughts which I had after watching F1 Drive to Survive. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो do like, comment and share it with your friends and do subscribe subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Now coming to the season 2022, Max Verstappen is at 9. Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Charles Leclerc.